And now it's time for Leadership of the Leaf with Dice and Austin. Let's jump in with a cut and a light.
And welcome back to another episode of Leadership of the Leaf. My name is Austin.
And I'm Dice.
And we are going to be talking to you, of course, about cigars and leadership. For cigars, I want to know, there's a question, and we'll kind of get into it, but are you influenced by sale promotions? Like, does that influence which cigars you buy?
That is a very great question.
All right, well, let's get into it. Right after you tell me what you are smoking, and then we'll talk about the leadership segment, and then I'll tell you what I'm smoking, because I like to be a man of mystery.
Ooh. Mystery. All right. E.P. Carrillo, the Pledge.
Ooh, 2020 Cigar of the Year.
Yes, and I believe you spoke it on a previous episode, and now it's my turn. Sucker.
It was delicious. Also very strong. But
it is strong.
good.
The color is very dark.
Yeah, it's definitely like almost on the borderline of an Oscuro.
But the wrapper is a Connecticut.
Yeah, I don't believe that for a second. But okay.
All right.
I do believe it, but I'm just saying. It's very dark.
Well, that's what my show notes say, so.
Yeah, there you go. So for our leadership segment, we're going to be talking about stress management, because how can you be an effective leader if you're always stressed out all the time? It ain't happening. Just saying.
Smash!
Yeah, exactly.
It's all right. All right. There you go. Big puff. There you go, big guy. What is it?
It is the Perdomo Reserve Maduro 10th anniversary. This was 2021 Cigar of the Year, I think, through Cigar Journal. The Cigar Aficionado one was the Padron 1924 thing. We covered that in a previous episode, but this one I believe is from Cigar Journal, Cigar Journal, something like that. One of them.
No, not aficionado.
Not aficionado.
Yeah.
And I'm pairing that with a lovely whiskey barrel-aged rum from a local distillery down here called the Crew Distillery, Krewe.
Krewe.
Yeah.
Whiskey rum.
Basically, like whiskey. It's delicious.
Oh, that sounds amazing.
I do like my rum. I would ask you, but it's going to be Hennessy because that's what you drink.
It is definitely Hennessy, and it's no frills this time, just regular old VSOP.
There you go. All right. So I asked you at the beginning, are you influenced by sale promotions when it comes to buying cigars?
The short answer for me, for the first part, is when I first was getting into it, like really getting into it, yes. Yes, I was. I get a free lighter. If I buy this, boom, give me my free lighter. I get what with this? Boom, give me my free swag, whatever you get.
Yeah.
But as I matured and collect numerous of swag items, lighters, cases, ashtrays,
Cutters.
I forgot about cutters. Tons of cutters. I don't need any more of this crap. I'm good. And what I have found out is I have my favorites that are normally it's the ones I buy, and I don't need any of that crap. How about you?
Yeah. So swag, again, when I was younger, yeah, for sure. Newer to the cigar game, for sure. I mean, there's still some. I have a Herrera Esteli lighter that I use almost on a regular basis, and I love this thing. It's a nice 2-torch lighter, works. It's solid. I love this thing. I'm not as big as for swag. Now, what I will do is I will let discounts influence my purchasing of cigars sometimes.
Yes. Well, there's one site you put all these cigars in your basket, you go to click to pay, and then it's like, hey, how about we add this to your basket for this price? You have 2 minutes to decide.
Yeah.
I'm like, you fucking website.
Bitch, I'll click it. All right. Unless the wife's watching, then I don't click it.
Yeah, I got to do it in private too.
Facts. I will say the first box that I bought actually was an Oliva box, and it was on sale I was getting it on sale. And that's partially why I bought that box, was because if I bought an Oliva box, I got like 8 more free cigars with that Oliva box, which sounded great at the time until you have to smoke Oliva nonstop for 2 years to get rid of them. It was bad. I had Olivas for a while.
For a swag, I know I purchased a Gurkha. Like a box of Gurkha, and they gave me like this badass backpack. And the reason why I say it's badass because it's not my travel backpack, and that's what I use. I don't really carry a suitcase anymore. I just use that damn backpack.
Well, I mean, there are some good swag things that I will allow them to influence, but some of the stuff is kind of just whatever. Some of it's just cheap. I don't even remember. I think it was a My Father cutter, and it was so cheaply made. I was just like, this is garbage. You know what I mean? But
yeah.
But there's still good things. I mean, with swag and everything else. And I think if you just sit there and you say, okay, hey, that, it's hard to tell on a website. But if you go in store, then it's a little bit easier to say, yeah, okay, I'll take one of those things because that actually looks well built.
Well, that's going to lead to another one of the promotional items that's on our list here is in-store influences. Like I went to one that was a Drew Estate one, and they had a Drew Estate rep there. And if you buy one cigar, you get like, I don't know, some little item. You buy like 5 and you get like 2 or 3 nice like little items. And then if you buy a box or 20 or more, you get like an ashtray, a cigar holder, a fucking travel case, all kinds of crazy stuff. So yeah, I went ahead. I was going to buy them anyway. They were slightly discounted because it was during a show.
Yeah. Well, that's one thing. I mean, like, I know that like when they have brand ambassadors, or
even brand owners.
Yeah, it's to an extent, like you sit there, and especially if they're trying to give you like free stuff, and they're like, hey man, why don't you just take this lighter, just buy a cigar or whatever. And then I'm like, almost like, I guess I kind of feel obligated to like at least buy one of your shit since you're in here trying to sell to me.
Yes.
You know what I mean? So they kind of guilt me, which I get. It's a sales tactic. Tell them no. Got it. I have no spine when it comes to cigars because I want all the cigars anyway. So is it really a bad thing?
Yeah. And then if you buy 2 cigars, you get a raffle ticket for this elaborate item.
Hey.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, so, I don't know. More cigars, a discount, those things, swag items. I will let those influence me to a certain extent, but there's certain brands that like I just don't care. You can offer me, a great thing, and I'm just like, I really don't like that cigar. For me, it'd probably be Gurkha. It'd probably be Gurkha.
Well,
okay.
I still don't mind Gurkhas. It's just like you at the beginning. That's what I was smoking so much of that I kind of shy away. I'm not saying discounting the cigars at all. Some people do. But I don't know. I would say the answer to that question would be to an extent, right?
Yeah. Well, yeah. And like, I'll go to, if I'm doing cigar shopping on like online, I get emails from cigar shops at online cigar stores, and they'll give me, hey, the Oliva is running a discount, or hey, Dunbarton tobacco, if you buy 2 5-packs of Dunbarton tobacco, you get a Saka Squatch cigar holder for free or something like that. You know what I mean? Yeah. And I'm like, I like those brands anyway, so why not? But like, if I'm not super up on the brand, and they're like, hey, buy 20 of this one particular brand for something, and I don't know that brand very well, or I'm not super impressed with that brand, I'm not gonna fucking buy it. I don't need it.
So promotional situation in that aspect wouldn't influence you at all if you don't care too much for the cigar.
Yeah, it all depends.
Well, I noticed some of the higher. No, that's not a fair statement. I was going to say some of the higher end cigars, they don't really offer like any kind of bonus stuff. Like Opus X I've never seen anything offered for Opus X. But I was going to say Davidoff is in the same line, but that's not true because I purchased stuff from their website and I got like a what the fuck is that thing? Would you put liquor in? A flask.
Oh, I was going to say a decanter.
Shows
how bougie I am. All right.
And I tried to use that fucking flask, and the wife was like, "Are you really going to use that?" That's what it's for. She was like, "I wouldn't use it." Fine. So valuable.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Now I will say, all right. So we're talking about online stores. So what about free shipping then?
I think free shipping almost has to be a given. Because this is my thought process on the free shipping, is they don't want you to buy 1 or 2 cigars. They want you to buy a box.
Yeah.
That's what they want you to do. So if you buy 1 or 2 cigars, let's say your price is around $30, then you got to pay for shipping. That's not really enticing. You pay for shipping, you'll be up to about $45, let's just say.
Yeah.
So with another, 50 or so bucks, you can get a box and it's free shipping.
Yeah, there's a lot of companies. I know one company does $75 and up is free shipping, and it's like, and I 9 times out of 10 I go buy exactly what I want. I put it all in my cart, boom, 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 and that's usually about 2 a piece or whatever. It's like 3 cigars, and I'm up to like $60 anyways. Then they charge like $14.99 for shipping, and I'm like, I might as well just get extra cigars because I'm gonna have to pay the shipping price anyways.
So their little whatever they decide to do, it works.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Because I'm like, well, I might as well just buy more cigars if I'm going to have to pay for shipping anyways. It's either lost money or cigar money. I'd rather just have it be cigar money.
I think that's a tactic for them to choose to try to compete with brick and mortars, even though majority of the time the cigars online are cheaper than your brick and mortar.
Yeah.
I don't know. I still enjoy my brick and mortars.
Oh, I love my brick and mortar. If I'm going in to pick out like 3 cigars and that's it, I'll go to brick and mortar. I'll just go because I could get in and out $30, no hassle. I get the cigars right away. I don't have to wait on it, nothing like that. But if I'm going and I'm like, hey, I'm gonna buy like 15 cigars, I'm just gonna do it online because 9 times out of 10 they'll ship them to me, and I don't have to sit there and try to pick them all out. They'll all be like already picked out and curated for me, and just in a nice little container with a Bovita pack, and yay, free Bovita pack. So free shipping, obviously that's a thing. What about sweepstakes?
I'm not a big fan of sweepstakes. That's not going to entice me because sweepstakes, who's going to win that? I mean, who really knows who wins that? You just see some fucking name online, be like, oh, Johnny English just won fucking the golden cigar holder or some shit. And normally it's some swag shit anyway.
Oh yeah. Normally it's like, hey, buy all these, like buy 5 cigars, you get a raffle ticket, or if you buy 10, you get 3, and then at the end of the month or whatever, we'll draw for this whatever shit item anyways. And you're like, I don't care. I don't care if I get that. I just want the cigars. Yeah.
So if I had to look at this list, the sweepstakes definitely will not influence me. That's not an influence for me to purchase a cigar. That's just not doing it.
I mean, we have a list here, right? Swag, in-store brand ambassadors, extra free cigars, discounted cigars, free shipping, and sweepstakes. I think out of all of those, I think the only thing that actually doesn't really do anything for me would probably be sweepstakes.
Yeah, 100%.
And swag is on the bottom of the list too.
I'd say swag is definitely on the bottom of the list, but if I was going in and I was going to get Leaf by Oscar.
Yeah.
But when I go in the store or whatever, it's like, well, if you buy Drew Estate, you'll get such and such item. Let's say a travel humidor. I could use another travel humidor. I have one for longer travel, one for just going around town. Okay. Right. So I'll switch up that way, but like lighter. No, it has to depend on what the swag actually is. If it is useful for me.
Right. If they're like, hey, we're going to give you this cutter, and it's like this cheap ass cutter. You're like, dude, I don't need any more cutters. I have a Calibri deep V cut that I carry around with me. This thing's solid, and you're offering me a shit V cutter or a guillotine cutter. I don't care.
Yeah.
Like, I don't need that. I have my good one. What I did with those is I just threw them in my truck or in my car or whatever, and I would just carry it. Like, I had one in my wife's car, had one in my car.
Yeah.
And then I just had a cutter wherever I went, and then I also just threw one in a travel humidor, so it would just stay there. That way I just never forgot anything.
Same, but I think the last time I had one of the swag cutters or whatever, it brutally just ruined my cigar. I had to end up, finding an actual real cutter somewhere around the house and actually recutting it to make it clean up.
Yeah, what I like to do, if I get that stuff in store and I'm gonna sit like in the cigar shop and actually smoke, I like to use their swag, and I use it in front of them, and then if it's like a cutter or something, and it just destroys the fucking end of the cigar, I'm like, that's great swag, and then I go use the house cutter to clean it up.
Like, thanks, buddies.
Yeah, thanks, guys.
That's after you slobber on it, right?
Yeah, of course, 100%. You got to slobber on it before you use a house cutter. Not.
Then you just stare at them in their eyes and be like, I'm corona-free, bitch.
Oh, man. COVID's fucking thing. Oh. Put a damper on this whole cigar smoking industry. All right, so I'm about in my first third. What about you?
Oh, yeah, I'm definitely there. Definitely. I'm curious for yours.
It's a medium to full. It's Nicaraguan, obviously, binder and wrapper, and it's aged. It's aged like 14 months, or no, 6 years, and then it's another 14 months. So I definitely get like dark chocolate, like espresso. There's a little bit of black pepper on the back end. And we'll see. I think there's some sort of wood in here. Maybe hickory? To be fair, I burnt my tongue earlier today, so my taste is a little bit off, but that's what I feel like.
You missing one of your 5...
it's right in the center of my tongue, too. Pissing me the hell off.
Pobrecito.
What about you? Get a nice puff, get a nice taste in there.
Yeah, it's definitely a strong hint of cocoa with a back note of pepper. And on the when I exhale, on that bite after I exhale, because I want to describe it as chewy. I don't know if that's a good term to use, but on that chewy, it's citrus. I could be reaching there, but that's what I'm getting. Maybe it's the Hennessy bringing that part out.
Maybe. Very, very, very well could be. Interesting. But what I'd like to hear from our viewers and listeners, not really viewers because we don't do videos, but listeners, I'd love if you guys came on to Instagram and commented like what influences you guys to buy certain brands. I know that if I go into a store and I'm looking for a new brand, the band is gonna sway me one way or the other. If they have a discount on a brand that I haven't tried, 100%, that's gonna make my day even better. Yeah. Or if they have a discount on a brand that I like, that just makes my day. That's better and better. Exactly. Sweepstakes, I don't care for.
Well, this is what I'm gonna ask. If you tag us in some swag that you got, or tag us in something you actually won from a cigar sweepstakes, I want to see what you actually got.
Facts, yeah.
Show and tell.
Yep, at Leadership of the Leaf on Instagram. Hit us up. Let us know what you guys got. I'd be happy to post a picture of whatever I have gotten. I've got a nice Undercrown lighter. In fact, I remember going to the cigar outlet with you, and I got that Undercrown lighter. And I was sitting there laughing about it because you liked it, and then they had it for sale for like $8. I was like, shit.
Well, that's kind of cool because you got a value price on the lighter that you got.
Yeah, exactly. I guess. But it's a good lighter. It's a nice little single torch, so it's a pretty solid little lighter. But Yeah, let us know. We'll be right back after this quick break with our leadership segment of stress management, how to deal with some of those stressful times.
I'm doing that now.
Yeah, me too.
All right, after the break.
Don't forget, we need to follow the podcast so we know when new episodes drop.
All right, everyone, welcome back. We are now going to jump in that leadership section of our Leadership of the Leaf.
Heck yeah, I can't wait. Stress management.
There you go. Now,
Stress.
I was reviewing a lot of these. Oh, Angels?
Nope, that was me.
Oh, all right.
My computer ding.
I was reviewing a lot of these, and a lot of these are just very simple and straight to the point. Some of these I didn't review as stress management, but I can see it.
Okay. All right. Well, let's get into it. I think number one, exercise. I think that's a fantastic stress management tool. It releases all the chemicals in your brain, makes you feel good. I think it's dopamine or serotonin. I'm not a biologist by any means.
We know.
Yeah. But exercise, great. You get your frustrations out. You work out your body, helps relax your mind, helps tire you out, so everything kind of just calms down. You're not got all this nervous energy anymore. That really helps. That helps me out.
Well, I think one of the points to kind of key in on the exercise portion is it's something you have to do like regularly.
Yes.
Like if you're like, oh, I'm stressed and I'm gonna go work out, it doesn't really work that way. It has to be part of like a routine.
Yeah.
Or I don't know, something you do daily. I guess that's the name of definition of routine.
Yeah. Good job, man. You know how to define words.
Boom.
Yeah, I work out 5 days a week, and it definitely has helped me out quite a bit. It's made me a lot happier of a person. So,
I've heard people say, "I'm gonna take all this stress out on these weights tonight, or in the morning, or whatever."
Yeah.
Okay.
That's great.
Obviously, it's something I do not do.
Yeah, I will say, if you do that, be cautious, because if you overlift, you could end up injuring yourself.
Which will cause you more stress.
Wait, 100% it will. But after a nice workout, I always like to relax my muscles, take a nice warm shower. I don't fit in bathtubs, being 6'2". I don't fit in normal bathtubs. But if I do, sometimes a nice soak in like some Epsom salt. Would help everything out. You know, massage.
That's one of the things that I do regularly. Well, I used to. I haven't for a while, but it was almost a weekly thing for me. Especially when I was in Japan, I would do it very frequently.
Yeah,
couples massage, regular massage. It was wonderful. I mean, the he. That's what they'll do before they start massaging, and man, I was relaxed.
It's great. Yeah, I got one of those Theragun. Well, it's not even like massaging gun. Yeah, dude, that thing is money well spent.
I agree, but I can't tell you the last time I used mine.
Yeah, I use mine almost at least on a weekly basis.
Well, maybe I should find it and start using it on a weekly basis. I'm not sure, but you are correct. That thing is amazing.
Yeah, and then another good way to relax your muscles is obviously getting a good night's sleep. Stop cramming all your work in till 11 o'clock midnight, and then you got to be up at like 5-6 a.m. in the morning trying to do stuff. You ain't getting enough time to let your body reset and let your mind process everything that went down through the day.
Yeah, one thing I notice is if I am actually stressed, I do not get a good night's sleep. I normally wake up at some stupid time in the morning and look at my clock and I'm like, you got to be fucking kidding me.
Yep.
That's due to stress. So I need to do something different.
Yeah. Sometimes not condone it. Well, sometimes if I'm super stressed and I know I'm going to get a night's sleep like that, I'll take a little bit of melatonin before bed.
Yeah, my wife does that.
Yeah, and then just try to help me kind of stay asleep so that way I kind of force my body into resetting.
One method that we kind of do whenever you smoke a cigar is deep breathing. And if anyone has an Apple Watch, or I don't know, maybe other watches do it too, it chimes in during the day and tells you to take a couple of deep breaths.
Yeah.
I turned mine off. It was annoying.
My watch, my Garmin does not do that for me. It will tell me I could do a stress management test on it, so it'll sit there and measure my heart rate and be like, "You're very stressed." And I'm like, "Great, thanks, dude." Like, I already know that I'm very stressed because I'm getting, I got to answer 16 questions from like 15 different people, and they all want it now. But yeah, deep breaths is good. I like to do that, and then I try to center myself, or ground. It's called grounding yourself. So you find like 3 things in the room that are blue, and then you find 5 things that are like another color, like gray or something like that, and it just helps you kind of like ground yourself to your surroundings to realize that you're not out there in the world like just floating on an island or whatever. You're actually like, you're here. Just be okay. Calm down.
Yeah, I like that.
Yeah, my wife likes it when I tell her to calm down. She's like, "Oh, you're right. I should calm down."
That happens every time, right?
Every time she realizes she's being hysterical, she calms right down. It's fine.
Oh man, I hope she listens to this one.
Oh, she will. I'll get smacked for it, I'm sure.
One that a lot of people fail to do is because we're always so busy, always on the move, especially like lunchtime. You get real hectic and busy, and I just don't eat well. I'll just eat on the run. Just whatever I can mile down while I'm moving to my next task. That does not bode well for stress management.
No, eating well, eating healthy meals, not fucking McDonald's for the 4th time that week is, that really helps you. I know meal prep, I know cooking is a pain, I get it, but it pays off in the long run because if you combine that with your exercise routine, 1, you'll be a lot healthier. 2, you'll feel like a lot better while you're just sitting there going, "Oh, okay, got it." Like, at least I got meals prepped for the week, or at least, I don't have to worry about this, that, or the other thing.
Well, there's one thing I know you realize that I do when I get off work before we can even start a podcast or anything. I text you and let you know that I'm cooking or I'm prepping a meal for the family or something like that. So that's at the end of the day, in my work day, that's how I wind down. That's my daily routine of stress relieving is, feeding the family a well-balanced meal for dinner or supper, wherever you're from, whatever you call it. And it really does just calm me down and brings me home to earth.
Yeah, a nice meal definitely can kind of, think about when you have like a Thanksgiving dinner or like a holiday meal with your family or whatever, mom's home cooking. You're like, you just feel a lot better because you're like, "Oh, this was a good meal. I know that it was made, like, I'm happy, like, I got it," type thing. It can make all the world and, all the difference in the world.
True.
Why? Because part of it is it forces us to slow down.
Yes.
Slow down. Everyone is so busy. Everyone is so active, so connected. The modern world is great with all of its modern marvels and wonders and everything, but everybody is so connected that everybody is available at the drop of a fucking text. Seems like. And sometimes you just got to slow down, put the phone in the other room, and just be with your family, be with yourself, be with whatever hobby makes you happy.
Yeah, I can definitely tell when my wife is stressed and she has many things going through her head, especially like driving. Like, oh shit, I didn't see that stop sign, which is very fucking dangerous. There's been times where I'm working on something that's small and finicky, and it just will not get right, will not do right for me, and I'm getting frustrated, and I want to throw it against the wall.
Yeah.
And that's that point where I need to slow down, assess the situation, and just group myself. Maybe look at across the room, like you were saying.
Yeah.
2 or 3 items that are blue or whatever fucking color.
Yeah.
And
Something.
maybe pick it back up.
Yeah. And normally, what I do if I'm working on small finicky, I set it down and I walk out of the room and I just take some breaths. I do a little grounding thing or whatever I got to do. Just kind of like, okay, you're okay. Like, it's okay. It's literally just an inanimate object. It's not kicking your ass. Just go back in there. You'll be okay. Like, and then I go back in there and I get it like the first try. And you're like, why was that so difficult?
Yeah. And you look at it and you're like, you got to be kidding me.
Yeah.
We're together like a champ.
Yeah. And it's like, this was so easy. I just spent 2 hours trying to put this thing together. And all I needed was to take a break, slow down. I just realized that it's not the end of the world if I don't get it done that fucking second.
Yeah, one of my bosses did that to me. I was working on something. I just couldn't get it. I was working on, I would say, at least an hour. This is when I was younger. And he was like, hey, go take a smoke break. I was like, I don't smoke. He was like, go take a smoke break. So I was like, okay. So I went out to the smoke break area, sat about 5 minutes, came back in, and he already performed the task for me.
Yeah. But I mean, there's just times where, I've had it where I've had friends and they were, I know this because I remember a buddy of mine, he was working on something like right on the other side of like the wall from me. And he was grunting and he was cursing. And I was like, are you okay over there? And he was like, this thing just won't work. And I was like, you want me to just try it? And I was like relaxed and I was doing my thing. And he was like, I just fine, man. Yeah, like after another hour, he was like, fuck it, dude. Come over here and do it for me. I don't care. Give me an RMA. For those of you who don't know, that's a real man assist. There's also RWAs, real woman assist. But yeah, so I was like, all right, man. So he set it down, he stepped back. And I went over there and I got it to work like in 3 seconds. And I was like, here you go, bud. He's like, how the fuck? I was like, dude, all it took is like, I just sat down and I put it on there, but I'm not stressed. I haven't been working on this the whole time. Like, fresh eyes make a lot of difference.
That's so funny to me. Numerous times. So funny to me. I think it happened between you and I before many times too. Yeah. It's just one of those things.
Yeah.
But there's different methods to taking a break. Meditation.
Yep. Yeah, meditation is a great one. That kind of helps just, empty your mind of all the extra shit and kind of help reset yourself. Yoga is a good way. Tai Chi, prayer. All those kind of force you to stop and slow down and realize that you are okay and you're there. Prayer sometimes will help if you believe in a higher power or whatever, that the higher power has the situation under control and maybe that makes you feel better. Taking a break. Sometimes I take a break and I go listen to a song that just, okay, got it. I feel better. I'm amped or I'm calm or whatever I need to be at the time. All right, let's do this.
That music for me, sir, is Sinatra. Believe that or not, Sinatra.
I love listening to Sinatra. Mine is usually country music, but sometimes I get like a little upset or pissed off, so then I start turning on hard rock or rap or something like that. And I know it sounds counterintuitive, but it's one of those things that just kind of helps me get my frustrations out through the music, listening to the music.
I do remember in school, like doing tests and stuff, that my stress levels are high because I want to make a good grade. And this whole
right, of course.
You look out the window.
Yeah.
Yep. Spending a little time with nature, the best I could at that time.
Yeah, I mean, sometimes spending time in nature really, like when we talk about taking a break. Sometimes it's a 5-minute break. Sometimes it's like a week-long or 2-week-long break from your job. Go take a camping trip. Go to the lake. with your kids. Go to the beach. Go on a hike. Go hike up the mountain and just forget the phone for a little bit. Forget everything. That can really help fight that burnout that we've talked about in the past episodes. But sometimes it's just helpful to just go out there and be amongst nature, to sit there and be like, oh, yeah, got it. The world is not as complicated as I'm making it out to be.
Correct. Just that little bit of time will do that. All right. The next one we're going to talk about is making time for hobbies. And that's a great segue for you to tell me how your second third is.
Ooh, because my hobby is smoking cigars. And obviously talking with you and our listeners. But my second third, man, it is that hickory is really kind of kicked in now.
All right.
I'm definitely getting cocoa. I had to take another puff. I'm definitely getting a nice cocoa finish. The pepper's kind of withered away. So it's a nice cocoa, earthy, kind of like woodsy type smoke, and it's just perfect.
Yeah, if I have to describe this one, and just like your cigar of the year, it is very well balanced.
Yeah,
and I really enjoy that. I'm getting my cocoa is now muted, but I can still get it. Caramel is coming in, and I am a fan of caramel.
Oh, I love caramel.
And
caramel.
However you want to say it.
I had to do it for some viewers that were like yelling at their
it's
headphones right now.
Caramel.
Yeah.
I find myself saying it different ways every time I say it, so it's okay.
Yeah, me too. Like Porsche and Porsche.
Coupe and coupe.
Yeah.
Oh, is that British? That's British, right?
That's British.
Aluminium.
Listen, we're not pushing buggies around here, and the trunk of the car is not the boot. Chill the fuck out.
Sorry, sir. That's half my family.
I know. I know. That's why I like to give that half shit.
Well, as we was alluding, you have to make time for your hobbies. Of course, I have more hobbies than podcasting and smoking cigars. Yeah. I do need to make more time for them. They have been lacking some. Even scrapbooking is a little hobby of mine, even though it's scrapbooking these labels that I get off the cigars.
Yeah.
The bands.
Yeah. So I like to play video games. I enjoy that thoroughly. Whatever it is. Before it got super expensive, I used to just go shoot guns all the time at the range and stuff to help calm myself. Got a little too expensive with ammo prices the way they are. But everyone should find a hobby, whatever that hobby is, and just do something to get you out, to help you kind of relax. Whether that's building boats in a bottle or, dance party at your house, throw a rave by yourself. I don't know.
Yeah, some DDR action. Boom.
Whatever it is, try to find that time set aside and do those hobbies that help recharge you.
Yeah, because it takes your mind off whatever is stressing you and just really puts you in a no man's land of not monotonous. That's not the right word to use, but just a sanctuary of clear minded.
There you go. Well, that was well put. That was well put, sir.
I'll try
put.
every now and again.
Also, there's no shame at all in talking about your problems, whether that's to your parents, to your friends, your spouse, a therapist. Talking about your problems. Sometimes I feel like there's a problem that's just insurmountable to me, and I just can't figure out a way. And then I start talking through it with the wife, and I'm like, this thing was so easy to figure out. Why was I freaking the hell out about this?
Yes. I have to throw a caution to that one, because some people want to talk to their coworkers, which is fine. You can talk to your coworkers, but you got to be careful which direction you go, because it can be perceived as gossip.
Yes.
And gossip will only add more fuel to a stressful fire.
Yeah, because then it starts becoming a toxic workplace, and and everything else. But and I would also say, careful if you're talking with coworkers. Careful on who you trust. There's certain people out there that'll pretend to be your friends until they got some dirt on you, and then they use that dirt to their advantage.
Yeah, we spoke about that circle of bosses. Find your trust circle.
Yep, absolutely. And then, of course, when you're talking through your problems, you got to remember, go easy on yourself. You are human. You are absolutely a human being with all the fails and the fallacies and all the whatever. I'll say mistakes, but everything. You're not perfect by any means. So go easy on yourself, because you can do your best. You can be the best, but even the best fuck up.
Yeah, we played ball together before, and bowling is like one of my passions, especially growing up. Being a little fella, playing basketball was almost my religion. And if I don't do well, man, I go hard on myself big time.
Yeah.
Big time. So go easy on yourself is one that I definitely need a lot of practice on.
I mean, I do too. There will be times where I'll have made a simple mistake at work, filling out a form wrong, and somebody else catches it, and they don't even make a big deal of it. But I'm like, the whole car ride home, I'm like just berating myself about how could I be so stupid and make such a simple mistake and everything else. And 9 times out of 10, it's because I did not slow down.
Yes. Part of that goes with that, which is also hard to do because, like most of you, I take a lot of pride in what I do. So if I mess up on something simple, until I come home, I talk to the wife, and she's like, "Really? That's what the fuck you upset about?" And
yes.
Then I'm like, well, I guess that is insignificant. So let me just move on with life.
Yeah. Laughter is a great way to kind of remind yourself that, you're not perfect. If you can laugh at yourself, if you can, laugh with others, like, fuck, dude, I made a mistake, ha ha ha. And, it just kind of eases that tension and helps you not feel so bad.
Usually for me, that's going to at least take a day. I just need a day. Don't laugh at me right now. I'm pissed off, and some things might be said or some tools might be thrown. I don't know. Now is not the good time.
Yeah.
Take a deep breath.
I know I've made fun of you for some stuff, and you're like, "Fuck you." I was like, "Whoa, all right." Chill out. No,
but usually,
I'm like, Dice, seriously, calm the fuck down, man.
Usually a day later, we'll be like, "Remember that time? Yeah, that was so fucking stupid. Yeah, ha ha ha. Yeah. Then now that's good. That's fine then."
Yeah. And then if you can, the last thing that I would suggest is to try to eliminate your triggers, or be prepared for your triggers to get pushed, like your buttons to get pushed. I go in on a daily basis, and something that triggers me is I work with 3 shifts, and I'm always questioning what the other shifts did because I wasn't there, so I don't know how their day went. But so sometimes, like on the right end, I got to remember, like, listen, they had a day. You don't know what it was like. You have no idea what they had to deal with. They only tell you the only important stuff that you have to deal with on turnover. Like, go easy on them, stuff like that, where I have to kind of prep myself so I don't get pissed off that when they go, "Hey, so this needs to get done." I'm like, dude, I turned that shit over last night, and now it's coming back to me. Like, what the fuck?
Yes. That's a hard one to deal with. You definitely have to try to spend everything somewhat positive. I know that's a bear to cross, but
it is. It's very, very difficult to deal with. Especially because if your job is the one that's triggering you, let's say it's your boss at work, you are not going to be able to eliminate that trigger. However, if you figure out why your boss triggers you so much, you can kind of use that to your advantage and go, okay, I know my boss is going to say this, and here's how I'm going to respond. And I, kind of play that situation out in your head ahead of time, and it helps you not get as upset.
Yeah. For me, for that type of situation, I'm like, you know what? This guy is really, really getting to me, but you know what? He has some really nice shoes. I like those shoes. So when he comes in, I'm gonna be like, man, look at those shoes. Then he can pretty much say whatever. But it's a coping mechanism that I have kind of built upon myself to, especially for people that really irritate me. I have to find something positive.
Yeah.
Say that I like.
Yeah. Yeah, it's definitely a hard one. And by no means are any of these easy to do. By no means are they, stress management, there's tools in a toolbox. These are not all the answers by any means. And not all of them are easy or even like feasible for some people to do. And we understand that. That's why we're going over a huge list to try to give you guys all the tools to add to your toolbox that maybe you didn't think of.
I was going to say, if you have to utilize 1, 2, 3, hell, use all 10 methods if you have to.
Yeah. I went and talked with a doctor friend of mine, and she's awesome, but she told me about this method of how to kind of prioritize my day, because this is another tool for stress management. She said, look, everybody wakes up with the same level of energy, right? Not everybody wakes up with the same level of energy. So you got to figure out what your level of energy is. And she measured it in spoons. Don't ask me why it's spoons, but that's what she measured it as. So she called it the spoon method. But she goes, okay, look, you wake up every single day with a certain number of spoons, right? And if you measure those, that's your energy for the day. So you wake up, you get to work, you drive to work, you get ready for work, you drive, you get to work. That takes about half a spoon, right? And then you go through getting through your email that you missed over the night. That's the other half of that spoon. Well, all right, now you have 4 spoons left for the rest of the day. So you got to pick and choose where to spend your energy on, because if you're sitting there spinning your wheels on the hamster wheel and somebody's just like, dude, get off the hamster wheel. You're like, can't, too busy. All right, you're obviously spinning your wheels. You can't do anything. You got to take a step back and realize, what am I spending my energy on? And is it worthwhile stuff that I'm spending my energy on? Traffic is not getting road rage. That's not a worthwhile use of your energy. We get it. There's traffic. There's shitty drivers in the world. Got it. National Highway Traffic Safety Administration will tell you that there's shitty drivers on the world, because it's $1 billion billion industry for insurance.
Yes. Insurance, just in case. In case some shit happens.
Exactly. So realize that when you go through life, or you go through your day, you only have a certain amount of energy to spend on every single thing. Exercising takes a spoon. Going to all your meetings for the first half of the day, that takes a spoon. All right, you have 2 spoons left, and you got to get through the rest of the day, the other half of your workday, and then you have to have time for energy with your family. I'm not saying don't just slack off, but I'm saying prioritize what you need to actually get done and do that stuff. So then you still have energy left over, so you don't come home and
beat the wife.
I was gonna say, beat the wife, kick the dog, But so you don't take it out, or you're not grumpy, or you're not just whatever, and then sulk into the TV and just mindlessly go numb for the last half of the evening while your kids are like, Dad, come play with me. All right.
Nah. If there's anything that can calm me down, it would be that kid.
Yeah, I mean, my kid, kids are great, but
dog.
Or a dog.
Cat, whatever your preferred animal pet
Bird,
is.
Lizard, snake.
But that's a stress reliever when I get home. The puppy or dog or whatever you want to call them. It's like, you've been gone all day. It felt like a year. I'm so happy to see you.
Yeah. That's the one of the greatest things. When you're like, the wife's not happy to see me. The dog is. I love the dog. Wife's upset because you didn't get the honey-do list done. Like, listen, Karen, it's been 6 months. I will get to the fucking cabinets eventually. Get off my back.
Oh, I'm not touching that one, sir.
But so I mean, just realize, you go through life, you go through your day, you only have so much energy. You only have so much energy, and you can't do everything. and that's just the nature of the beast. You know, and so you got to pick your battles.
Well, I'll look at it this way, because this is what kind of because I used to come home upset a lot, like just mad at the day, mad at the world. There's only so many hours in a day. There's only so much time that I have left in this world. Why am I going to waste my time being angry at nothing?
Exactly. And, you know, there was a cardiologist I was reading. He said, your heart is a pump, and if it pumps faster, it wears out quicker. And so you want to keep that stress level down to where your heart's not pumping as fast, because a pump that's pumping slower, it will last a heck of a lot longer than a pump that's always pumping at 100 beats, 200 beats per minute or whatever, 160 beats per minute.
Yeah, that's what I always check for your blood pressure.
Yeah.
For high blood pressure. I'm gonna have to say this now before I forget. This cigar is strong.
I warned you.
This is a strong cigar. I'm not mad at it. I don't think I was prepared.
I warned you.
Best answer for it.
That's the cigar that I came home after 5 months and I smoked, and you were making fun of me because it knocked me on my ass.
Yeah, I should have got a stronger Hennessy. That's what I should have. I should have got some XO.
There you go.
Well, the next one I smoke, I'll be pairing it with XO.
There you go. Then you'll be really happy. Fans, I don't know. Did you ever watch The Ranch on Netflix?
I've never heard of it, sir.
Oh, so it's got Sam Elliott in it and Ashton Kutcher.
I like Sam Elliott.
But so Sam Elliott goes to the doctor, and he's in his 60s or 70s character, and the doctor's like, "Hey, I see you got a little bit of high blood pressure. You should cut out red meat." And she's like, "Try again." And she's like, "All right, you should also cut out on drinking whiskey." He's like, "Pass."
Strike two.
Yeah, and then she's like, "Well, what do you do? What do you do to relieve stress?" He's like, "Eat steak and drink whiskey."
That's 22.
Yeah, exactly. It just made me laugh because I was like, that's a vicious cycle. But I'm not saying alcohol is the answer at all by any means. Not condoning alcoholism, but you got to find healthy ways to cope with whatever stress you were doing.
Well, now that you said that, it brings up a valid point. If you are using alcohol as a coping mechanism for stress, seek help or ask for help. Not necessarily like you're in trouble, but you need to find a different coping mechanism. Because alcohol and drugs are definitely not the direction to go. There's healthier choices out there.
Yeah, and if you don't know, and you generally, I have friends that will sit there and they'll tell me, "Hey man, are you okay?" And I'm like, "Yeah, why?" And like, "You've just been drinking a lot." I did not realize. I will all right, let me back off and I'll find a different way to cope with whatever stress that I'm dealing with. Yeah.
I got called out. I think the wife and kid, there was like a week straight. I just come home and I get a drink. I was like, I don't know if you realize this, but you're having like a drink every time you come home. I'm like, whoa, am I? Oh.
Yeah.
So let me break that habit.
Yeah, exactly. Loved ones will tell you what is in your best interest. It's up to you to actually listen to them.
You mean I have to listen? That's hard.
I know.
No, they mean well.
They do. But man, just try to do your best. And if it's sometimes what I do to deal with stress is I come up with a plan. I break whatever problem is in front of me that's causing me a lot of stress. I break it down into small, manageable steps.
Yeah.
And then I just take one step, then the next step, then the next step, and then next thing I know, that problem's out of my hair, and I'm like, I feel a hell of a lot better.
Boom, taking a hot shower.
Yep.
I have a totally unrelated question for you, and our listeners probably find this question humorous. So you have your beverage, your tasty adult beverage.
Yes.
And you notice there's something floating in it. Do you continue drinking that beverage and be like, man, whatever? Or do you waste it and go get more.
I like how you say go get more, like not even a question of if you're going to have more, first off. But if it was me, depending on what it was, I'd probably just put my finger in there and get it out, and then I just continue drinking it.
I'm not sticking my finger in there. It can't kill me.
Well, then there you go. If it's a bug, then it's just extra protein.
I think it was a little piece of tobacco, but it's probably best I don't know.
There you go. There you go. I have seen people with like smoked cigarettes and they had like ash, and ash will just fall in whatever they're eating or drinking. They just eat it. I'm like, bleh.
Yeah, I can't do that one.
Nope.
That party foul. I'm wasting it.
Alcohol abuse. But yeah, so how are you down to your last third?
I'm almost there. Let's do a recap and then we'll go into our final third.
Perfect. I like that idea.
All right. So our cigar segment, we was talking about, are you influenced by sell promotions such as swag, indoor stuff.
Indoor stuff, yeah. I like indoor stuff.
In-store promotions like a brand ambassador or the actual owner of a cigar shows up at the shop and throws an event. Are you enticed by more cigars if you buy a box?
Yes.
Discount if you buy a certain amount.
Yes.
Free shipping. And the one we both agree that we don't like is sweepstakes.
Yeah. So, again, sweepstakes. I just don't like it. Especially on these big internet companies. I'm like, there's no way I'm winning this. There's no way, because
please, if you want something, tag
Yeah.
us if you want something, please.
Because normally the people who win it are like, I spent $1,000 in cigars. Like, all right, bitch.
Yeah.
Obviously, you wanted that more than I did. Obviously. But yeah. Then we went into our leadership segment of stress management and how to deal with some ideas of how to deal with stress management. Exercise, relaxing your muscles, whether it's a hot bath, stretch, shower, massage. Then you take some deep breaths. Count to 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, how's this?
There's been so many comedy shows that just poke fun of that.
It helps, because then you sit there and you take a deep breath and you realize there's a point, there's a time frame, and the time frame is up to you of whatever was input that stressed you, and then there's a time break, and then your reaction to that, whatever that input was. And sometimes taking that deep breath and counting for 10 seconds will help you just go, this is not as big of a deal.
What's the movie? The Woosa.
Wow. Fuck, I don't even remember.
It was Martin Lawrence. Bad Boys 2.
Bad Boys. Yeah.
Woosa, bitch.
Woosa, bitch. Eat well is obviously it's super helpful. It'll help you feel better. Your energy levels and your body will function better. And then slowing down. Putting the phone away, putting the laptop away, spending time with your family, your loved ones, taking a break, whether that's a 5-minute break, take that smoke break, coming back at it with fresh eyes, or taking like a 2-week break and taking a vacation with the family, or whatever you deem necessary. Meditation, yoga, tai chi, prayer, music, nature will also, all of those things will help. And then obviously you got to make some time for your hobbies. If you don't have hobbies, go get some. Find something that interests you and then just start doing it. There's something there for everybody. YouTube's a super helpful tool. Talking about your problems, whether that's friends, a pastor, doctor, family members, spouse, co-workers to a certain extent, or even a therapist.
Yeah, seek therapy if you need it. Don't be that tough guy.
No. Go easy on yourself. I guarantee you a therapist probably would tell you the exact same thing. Hey, why are you punishing yourself for this little transgression, whatever it is? Go easy on yourself. I know that's really hard for go-getters to do. A lot of people to do is to go easy on yourself. And then try to eliminate and or 4C so you can reduce your triggers.
Yeah, all those are excellent ways. I'm pretty confident there's many more. You just have to really find what suits you the best and go forth and relax.
Yes, I would say conquer, but that's not the theme.
That's correct.
All right, so you're down in your final third.
I'm down to my final third. It had a spot of creaminess that has passed very quickly. I am now getting notes of earthiness and cedar, and there's a back end of spice. And around that time frame is when I said it was like strong. I'm like, oh, this is a strong cigar. That's when the spice and the cedar and earthiness all kind of started joining forces and coming in. I still enjoy this cigar. It's still very well balanced. I mean, the dark chocolate cover of it, the oiliness of the sheen of this, everything about the cigar was wonderful. It's a beautiful cigar.
Good. I'm glad you enjoyed it. This one is getting earthy, more earthy. There's a little bit of spice coming back on the back end. There's a savory note that I can't quite identify. It's finishing kind of savory. It's really, really tasty. But it's really good. I highly recommend it. That's why these cigars were, cigars of the year for their respective journals, magazines, whatever you want to call them. But they're very good.
Yeah, I like when I get a cigar and it has a savory spot. Like the street taco one actually had a savory spot. It actually felt meaty. Hint of savory. I don't want a whole cigar to be savory, but
no.
Yeah, no, that's a good assessment, Coach.
Hey, learn from watching you, Pops.
Hey, Sonny.
All right. Well, until next time, my name is Austin.
And this is Dice.
And we'll catch you guys on the next episode.
All right. Thank you for listening to Leadership of the Leaf. The comments and opinions expressed by the host and guests does not reflect the opinions of those that broadcast this show, nor does it reflect any of our affiliates.